on Denver 7 News. A final test for the Broncos in their last preseason game.
And for some players, it's a fight to the death as they work to earn a spot on the final roster.
Go out there and play like it's my last game ever.
Tonight, we're bringing you live coverage from Empower Field as the Broncos get ready to take on the Vikings.
Unfortunately, we had to turn away people. It's been very popular and highly utilized by the tenants.
Plus, a new agency helping Coloradans pay their rent, but now they're the ones struggling to keep up.
Thank you for watching Denver 7 News at 5. I'm Jacqueline Allen.
And I'm Brian Wang. Tonight is the night the Broncos getting ready to take on the Vikings in their final preseason game at home. The guys hoping to make the team better show up big tonight before the final cut down next week.
All right, so Brian, let's get over to Denver 7's Nick Rothschild and Broncos insider Troy Rank live at Empower Field. Guys, even though it's just preseason, there's still plenty to get excited about.
Well, Jacqueline, there's one reason to be excited about this preseason finale, and it's a good one, Troy. KJ Hamler is going to play his first live football game since last season. 11 months and 1 day ago, he suffered that knee and hip injury against the Jets. But, Troy, tonight he's back. What should we expect to see from KJ?
Hopefully he comes out like a bang, like we just heard it. That thing scares me every time. Listen, he wants to know, can he still do it? He still have those moves like Jagger. Can he still do it? Is he still as fast as he believes, where he's running at 21, 22 miles per hour? But just getting over the mental hurdle of getting back on the field. It's an inspirational story. I think we all want to see him tonight. I'm expecting maybe 2 to 3 series.
All right, well, he definitely has something to prove, KJ Hamler does, to his coaching staff, his teammates. But as Troy, you mentioned, he has a lot to prove to himself.
I just want to prove that I still got it. You know, just go out there, do what I need to do what I was born to do, you know, train to do as well. You know, just go out there and play ball. You know, I'm blessed to be back on that field, so that's probably the most amazing part about it.
No doubt. You want to get him started. You want to get his confidence back. You know, he's been in a controlled setting for this whole time, and he's eager, man. He's revving to go. He's excited. We're excited to see him back there inside the white lines.
Well, Hamler will have Brett Rippon throwing him the ball tonight. Rippon gets the start over Josh Johnson. And Troy, you better believe this is Brett's last chance to make a push for this roster.
Yeah, I think the coaching staff is doing him a solid here, giving him a chance to showcase himself for 31 other teams. I've said all along, I think Josh Johnson has the edge. He's been the number 2 the entire offseason and training camp. But Brett Rippon closed the gap against Buffalo. This is a great opportunity for him, either open eyes here or somewhere else, Nick.
Yeah, you know, this competition, much like the competition for wide receiver here, it's interesting because all the guys are playing well and they all support one another too.
We've been making each other better every single day. I think, you know, we have such a great relationship, our whole entire quarterback room. You know, it's really one of the best rooms I've ever been a part of, and I learned so much just because they have such great experience, such great knowledge of the game. Josh has been in, you know, probably every system you could possibly imagine. So, you know, for me, it's been a lot of learning and soaking in as much information as I can. And honestly, that's been nice, you know, just being around guys that have that much knowledge.
So Rippon may have a chance to play himself onto the roster tonight. Troy, who are other guys that have to show up tonight or they'll be shown the door from this Broncos franchise?
Yeah, it's always hard because it's an abrupt ending. Look, keep an eye on McTelvin, a Jeem, third-round pick from 2020. Matt Henningsen, the rookie from Wisconsin. And that receiver room, is it going to be Brandon Johnson or Kendall Hinton? A lot of competition there, Nick.
Love the competition, Troy, and there you have it. You asked for one thing to get excited about tonight, Jacqueline. We gave you like 5 or 6. That's way above our pay grade. We're ready for football.
You're earning your money tonight. We've been taking notes, guys. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's all entertainment for us, but for those guys trying to make the team, it's probably a lot more nerve-wracking.
Definitely.
All right, our coverage of the game is just getting started. We'll have much more on what to expect from tonight's game later in sports.
Also, Judy's House officially opened its new branch in Aurora today. This nonprofit was founded by former Broncos quarterback Brian Griese, created in honor of his mother, Judy, who died of breast cancer when he was just 12 years old. Judy's House provides grief support services to children and families who've lost a close loved one, and this new facility will help the organization meet the growing demand for its services.
Food trucks are allowed to come back to Denver's Lodo neighborhood after safety concerns, but with some changes. Starting this weekend, food trucks with permits will be allowed to operate in the area you see in blue between 5 a.m. and 9 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. There are 3 spots on Market Street and 4 spots on Blake where trucks with special permits can stay open until midnight. Those are the marks you see in yellow. The city banned food trucks in this area late last month because of safety concerns, as we mentioned. The ban came after the police shooting where officers injured 6 bystanders near 20th and Larimer. The city says that shooting did not factor in its decision. We talked to vendors last week who said even if the city lifted the ban, the damage has already been done as officials have limited the hours they can be out there.
It's still, even if it's until midnight, it's still, we're not going to make the money that I used to make.
The new food truck rules are temporary. They will be in effect for the next 180 days.
All right, now to some breaking news. Police in Greeley arrested a suspect today in connection with a shooting outside a bar that injured multiple people. Investigators say a warrant was issued for Efron Sanchez's arrest today and that he was quickly taken into custody. Back on August 13th, police say a masked gunman shot a rifle into a crowd outside this bar, the Rancho El Corazon bar. The 2 people who shot survived. Sanchez has been charged with 8 counts of attempted murder. Greeley police also say they have a suspect in custody after a woman was sexually assaulted and killed while she was at work.
Number 7's Colette Bordelon joins us live from Greeley where a memorial is underway. Colette, I really just can't wrap my head around this one. This is just horrible.
Police have been saying that this is one of the most tragic cases, and people have just been coming to leave flowers here at NoCo Nutrition all day. Right now, there's actually a pretty big group gathered here this evening at what's become a memorial for that young woman and victim. And the stores that share this sidewalk with NoCo Nutrition, the store owners, they're absolutely shocked to hear about what happened. It's nothing short of devastating.
Vanessa left the salon yesterday at closer to 5.
Tanya Bowie spends her days at her salon.
9 years, going on 10.
But coming into work on Saturday was unlike any other day.
Right next door to our business.
Next door is NoCo Nutrition, where a memorial sits for a woman who was closing the store on Friday.
Your heart is just breaking because as a mother, and I have a 22-year-old, I'm like, oh God.
Police say they were called to the store Friday evening, just before 8, and were told the 22-year-old employee was missing and that it looked like the business had been broken into. When they arrived, officers saw blood in the store and her car was missing. A few hours later, the car was found near 71st and 20th, not far from the store, and the woman's body was inside.
That heart-clenching, heart-dropping feeling of, oh no, not again.
When Leandra Walker heard what happened in her community, she was filled with familiar feelings.
Rage that it happened again. This happens to so many women.
She came to NoCo Nutrition to leave some flowers and write a poem on the sidewalk.
Even if we didn't know her, even if I didn't know her, we care, and we're not going to forget her.
A bond shared by strangers and between women who can't believe this could happen.
I have so much anger because I am a female. I am a mother. I am a daughter. I am a niece. You know, she's a niece. She's a daughter. She's never gonna have kids. She's never gonna get married. And that's not fair.
Hoping through their words and with their actions, her family knows they're not alone. Police have arrested a suspect in this case, like you guys mentioned. We just got his booking photo moments ago. Take a look. This is 24-year-old Marcos Vallejos. He's being held on first-degree murder and sexual assault charges. Now, the business next door, that salon owner I spoke with, her and her staff want to start a fundraiser for the family to try and help them in whatever way they can. Once those details are finalized, I'll share them with you. Live in Greeley, Colette Bordelon, Denver 7.
That is just heartbreaking. Thanks so much, Colette. Aurora police have arrested this man accused of vandalizing multiple businesses with racist graffiti. They say Jonathan Abraham spray painted 15 different businesses between August 14th and 22nd. During their investigation, they were also able to connect him, they say, to 4 aggravated robberies that happened in April. Police say they were able to catch Abraham thanks to a tip from a community member.
Aurora now has more housing to help the city's homeless. The city installed 30 new pallet shelters at 2 designated safe outdoor spaces this week. These are for people who were forced to move because of the city's camping ban. Aurora now has nearly 100 pallet shelters available for use.
Inflation is hitting hard here, making it difficult for many to pay their rent, which is one reason Arapahoe County has opened an eviction clinic to help.
And as Denver 7's Veronica Costa tells us, the clinic has been so busy they're struggling to keep up with the demand.
A quiet space is unusual here. Normally, there aren't just two people in this room. There's usually a line of residents waiting their turn for help to keep a roof over their heads.
It's incredibly busy. We can really only help about 3 people per attorney a day.
And Megan O'Byrne is currently the only attorney working the Arapahoe Eviction Clinic, which opened back in May.
Unfortunately, we had to turn away people, so we're working on adding another attorney so we can help more people. But it's been very popular and highly utilized by the tenants, the low-income tenants in Arapahoe County.
For those who come in, this building, this room, is their last line of help.
It's majority single moms, I would say. It's a lot of people of color and mostly families. It's a lot of families, moms with kids. It's really devastating.
The 2 women here and Megan help residents at risk for eviction.
They come to us so that we can assert legal defenses to help them buy time, hopefully to get the money together if it's a non-payment case where they owe their landlord rent, or to assert any defenses that they do have so that they can contest the action in court if it comes to that.
Sometimes even getting them the money to pay off the balance they have.
To be honest, it's a really hard job.
But at the end of the day, the goal is always the same. Keep roofs over families' heads and keep this room empty. In Arapahoe County, I'm Veronica Costa, Denver 7.
All right, a stretch of I-70 in the Denver Metro is shut down this weekend as CDOT looks to put the finishing touches on the Central 70 project. This is for the westbound lanes of I-70 between 270 and Brighton. That stretch will stay closed until Monday morning at 5. And during this closure, CDOT will get rid of the barriers before and inside the westbound tunnel and also restripe the interstate.
You're going to have those nice new wide shoulders. You're going to have a new acceleration and deceleration lane on the highway as well. It's just going to be wider overall.
And you may be wondering what's left before this massive construction project is finally over. Well, CDOT still needs to finish the park that's going on top of the tunnels and open the entire length of the express toll lane. Everything is expected to be finished by the end of spring next year.
Ready, set, go!
Oh, Denver 7 is proving that there's strength in numbers. This was earlier today at the annual Special Olympics Colorado plane pull. Teams of 15 are tasked with pulling a 65,000-pound Gulfstream jet 20 feet across the tarmac at Rocky Mountain Metro Airport. No word on exactly how far we were able to pull it, but the plane did move. We can definitely confirm that. Of course, the plane pull is for a good cause. It's a fundraising event hoping to collect more than $200,000 for Colorado's Special Olympic athletes. Denver 7 is a proud sponsor of the event.
I've done it many years before, and it is hard to pull that plane, but they look like they're doing a good job. All right, coming up, we're getting a first look at the document that led to the search of former President Trump's estate. We're breaking down what's inside this affidavit and where the investigation goes from here.
Plus, a harsh warning about inflation from the head of the Federal Reserve, why the chairman says the pain isn't going away anytime soon.